For decades, humanity has searched the stars, not merely for planets, not merely for signals, but for anomalies. Those rare, enigmatic moments when the cosmos refuses to obey the rules we thought were absolute. Moments when something so unexpected, so defiant, that it forces us to question everything we know. And now, the James Webb Space Telescope may have found exactly that. What began as a routine observation of the third interstellar object ever recorded in our solar system, 3 Atlas, has transformed into a story far stranger, far darker, and potentially far more significant than anyone could have anticipated. Deep in the vast, cold void beyond Mars, Webb detected something it simply should not have. Not just light, artificial light. A glow that defied every known law of reflection, refraction, and thermal behavior, radiating in a pattern unlike anything a comet, asteroid, or natural object could produce. Astronomers and astrophysicists were left with one chilling question: what is 3 Atlas really? 3 Atlas first appeared as a faint, unassuming speck at the edge of the solar system, moving along a trajectory no local object could follow. Clearly interstellar, it had been flung across the galaxy by forces beyond our understanding, wandering silently into our celestial neighborhood. Initially treated as a curiosity like its predecessors, Oumuamua and Borisov, early images suggested something was off. Unlike most interstellar objects, 3 Atlas was unusually bright. Not in the chaotic bursts of an icy comet, nor in the fluctuating patterns of a reflective asteroid. Its light was steady, unnervingly consistent, neither fading with distance nor flaring without gassing. Telescopes worldwide turned their gaze toward it, and the James Webb Space Telescope, perched nearly 1 million miles from Earth at the Lagrange point, was brought in to decode the mystery. Webb's instruments, designed to see the unseen, to penetrate dust, glare, and darkness, were expected to clarify the anomaly. Instead, they amplified it. Webb detected a centralized thermal emission that did not correspond to any natural reflection of sunlight. Unlike a comet, which shines when solar rays bounce off its dust and ice, 3 Atlas radiated heat from its core outward. The pattern was irregular, faintly pulsing, and eerily rhythmic, almost as if the object were alive, or functioning according to a plan. Scientists proposed exotic explanations: radioactive decay, subsurface friction, alien isotopes. But as data accumulated, these theories collapsed. The only plausible explanation left on the table, uncomfortable as it was, implied a radical possibility. This object might be powered, not passive. As observations from Webb, Hubble, and terrestrial observatories continued, a portrait of 3 Atlas emerged that defied every expectation. Its trajectory was precise, almost deliberate, subtly navigating gravitational wells. Its rotation was unnaturally stable, resisting the tumbling motions typical of small interstellar objects. Its surface appeared protected, as if encased in a shell shielding it from solar radiation. And then came the most controversial finding: its albedo, or surface reflectivity, approached polished metal. Metal, not rock, not ice, not dust. The implications were staggering. Suddenly, whispers of probes, crafts, or alien artifacts were circulating quietly among professionals who usually avoid speculation. For the first time, the possibility of observing technology, something constructed, engineered, intentional, was being entertained in institutional halls rather than on forums of conspiracy. But the evidence didn't stop there. Photometric analysis revealed something even more disturbing. The light emitted by 3 Atlas was not random, it was controlled. Concentrated into narrow bands, its emission suggested deliberate signal design. Some frequencies overlapped those we use in terrestrial communication systems. Subtle flickers in the light responded to solar radiation, almost as if some onboard system was actively adjusting in real time. This was not random. This was intention. MIT and Harvard teams conducted deep signal analysis using Fourier transforms. Buried in the static of 3 ATLAS emissions were cyclical pulses too precise to be natural. Not binary in the conventional sense, nor following human technological modulation, but bearing the unmistakable fingerprint of encoded structure. Some theorized it was a beacon. Others suggested it was telemetry, constantly reporting back to its origin. The unsettling truth was clear. Whatever the message, it had not been intended for us. Whoever, or whatever, was receiving it had already processed it and possibly responded long before our instruments could detect it. Space agencies reacted with quiet urgency. Observatories experienced recalibrations, software anomalies, and micro-fluctuations in telescope sensors, timed precisely with observations of 3 ATLAS. The evidence suggested that this was not a passive visitor. It was a scout. A bold team at the SETI Institute transmitted a focused radio pulse toward 3 ATLAS' projected position. It contained universal mathematical constants, the periodic table, and visual representations of humanity, a cautious handshake across interstellar space. Days passed with no reply. A week later, a monitoring station in Chile recorded a narrow-band pulse in response. Distorted, off-frequency, but deliberately timed, precisely 72 hours after transmission. It wasn't a reflection. It was calculation. Then, more anomalies followed. Webb observed a sudden flare. A 40% increase in brightness in under 2 minutes, accompanied by a thermal signature shift. Orbital calculations showed a subtle but measurable course adjustment, bringing 3 ATLAS closer to Earth's orbital plane. It was no longer a passive wanderer. It was navigating, possibly maneuvering with intent. Spectroscopic analysis revealed highly reflective alloys, rare earth elements, and compounds not catalogued in our periodic table, materials that could not have formed naturally under known cosmic conditions. Some resembled theorized quantum materials, stable only under extreme fields or confinement. The implication: this object either predated human civilization by millennia or had been manufactured by a civilization far beyond our own. Its composition alone suggested intelligence. Analyses of its trajectory revealed astonishing patterns. When plotted against planetary positions, 3 ATLAS path mirrored a Fibonacci arc, an ancient mathematical ratio found in nature, art, and Earth-based communication protocols. Its flares, pulses, and course adjustments followed prime number sequences. The odds of this occurring naturally were astronomically low. These were not random movements, they were intentional. The conclusion was unavoidable: 3 ATLAS was never just a rock. Its light, trajectory, materials, and signals all pointed to deliberate design. This may have been the first tangible evidence that humanity is not alone in the cosmos, and that first contact is neither casual nor accidental. Was 3 ATLAS a solitary scout? A message encoded in motion and energy? Or the precursor to something much larger, waiting to arrive? We do not know. But one fact is clear: humanity is no longer the center of its solar system, nor the sole observer. The universe, in its vast, silent expanse, is watching, and we have, for the first time, glimpsed its gaze. The James Webb Space Telescope has shown us more than a cosmic anomaly. It has revealed a presence that calculates, observes, and possibly communicates across light years. Its discovery challenges everything we thought we knew about natural physics, celestial mechanics, and the boundaries of human knowledge. And now, in the quiet between data transmissions, in the precise fluctuations of light and heat, we are left with the most terrifying question of all: what happens next? Was 3 ATLAS merely cataloging, silently scanning, and moving on, or has it triggered a chain of events, a countdown, or a signal that humanity is only now beginning to perceive? Perhaps, somewhere in the endless darkness, Another gaze has already turned toward our pale blue dot, observing, calculating, waiting. And the universe, vast and indifferent for millennia, has finally acknowledged us, not as conquerors or observers, but as participants in a drama far beyond our understanding. We are no longer alone. We are observed. And the first act of that observation has already begun.